Good morning, aspirant. I hope everyone is doing good. And once again, I'm back with new topic and new subject. Today is our day of economy. Economy and agriculture. Economy and agriculture is a part of GS3. Before that, you should remember we have only 13 weeks and almost 3 days for the mains preparation. Okay, along with prelims also, and overall 240 days for the day of emancipation. Okay, so take a note of this. On this note, like, don't be slack, because the slacking is kind of the disease, most of the procrastination, everything, and the slacking is the most of the disease I have seen the aspirant are struggling. My point is this only: just follow the procedure, you will get the idea, and once you get the idea, you will be enjoying the process. Okay, so on this note, I'm going to start economy. Why I'm going to start economy, and economy particularly agriculture? There are 4 questions in GS3. Okay, and there are 4 questions on agriculture in GS3 itself. That means 8 questions, 100 marks for the mains. I am talking about only mains, 100 marks. And then in prelims, 15 to 16 questions, current affair based, then other topics, everything. Okay, so around 30 to 32 marks in the prelims and 100 marks in mains, that too in GS3. If you allow, include the GS1 topic, then GS2 topics. GS2 sometimes they used to ask, but overall it is about the game of 200 marks. So be careful and let's give attention to our today's topic. This is our today's topic: seeds of the future. Okay, plant programming, clean plant programming. This is just yesterday came in the PIB news. What exactly the clean, what is the clean plant programming? All this about the what is the objective and how it has achieved. The basic information I will provide about the clean plant programming, but this is a part of horticulture, and horticulture is comes under agriculture. Okay, and agriculture is mentioned in your GS3 syllabus of UPSC paper GS3. Okay, agriculture 4 questions. Okay, if you see 2020, 2022, there are always 4 to 5 questions from the agriculture in prelims, particularly scheme related. Best example, Rashtriya Gokul Mission, dairy sector. Agriculture includes farm and non-farm. So horticulture includes the seed, everything, fruits, ornament farming, food farming, and kind of other allied sector. I would say ki allied sector with agriculture. Okay, so these are the parts of horticulture. And now this clean plant programming is to provide the clean seeds to the farmer. Okay, for the seeds of vegetables, seeds of fruits. Okay, not the normal seeds. Okay, so this is the basic idea. Now I will tell you why this topic is important. See, this is a 2025 mains question. Exactly in GS1 they asked what is non-farm activities and how they are physiologically collected. So we are going to discuss the saffron cultivation, this our corapot cultivation. So all the kind of the horticulture cultivation we are going to discuss in this. First we will look into the what is a clean plant programming, its benefit, and how much it has achieved this performance. Why exactly I am focusing on the performance of the scheme? The reason is this: PIL. Okay, PIL scheme 2025 mains question. That's why UPSC is targeting the particular sector scheme and their performance, and asking the analysis of the particular scheme rationally, then what are the objective of the scheme and how that scheme can be improved. So clean plant programming is related with the horticulture, providing the clean seeds which will be the free from the any disease. Okay, why might be you heard about concept of the viable and non-viable seeds. Viable means they can be easily reproduced, they can be easily grow. Non-viable, these are the no regeneration. Okay, this is the thing. Now this is just prelims. Now why in the news? As I told you yesterday, PIB published the article. This was scheme exactly launched in 2024 August revolution. everyone knows. So this August revolution is in the field of horticulture. Okay, now these are the conceptual at the Ministry of Agriculture and with reference to the ADB. Why I have specifically mentioned the ADB? If you see the 2025 prelims question, there they have asked the certain project is supported by which bank, and as we know there are 4 to 5 multinational banks where UPSC is asking one alternate year one or two questions on the particular ADB, Asian Development Bank, then the New Development Bank, then Asian Infrastructure Development Bank, kind of thing. Okay, so these are the particularly the scheme, and who launched this? Ministry of Agriculture. Then who supported this? Asian Development Bank. Now what are the benefits of this scheme? See, this is are the particularly the exactly take a miss till now in last 1 year what exactly the performance of this scheme, setting up the nine clean plant centers. Okay, this is the now key benefits of the CPP. Okay, boosting the farmers income. Tell me one thing, if a particular policy is providing you a good quality seeds and that can be grow, that can resist the pesticide, that can resist the insecticide, then automatically the farmers income will be increased. And this is has shown the NSO survey shown since 2016 to 2022 there is this much improvement in the farmers income. This is the data from NSO. Okay, from 6k per month to the 11k per month. This is a per month income, and this has been supported by such kind of initiative, that is a clean seed programming. Okay, and don't get confused between the seed fund and clean seed programming. Clean seed programming, clean plant programming particularly, okay, clean plant programming is related with the horticulture, and seed fund is related with the startup. Okay, seed fund this is related with the startup, and clean plant programming or clean seed programming is related to the providing the seeds to horticulture, virus free seeds. Okay, done. So don't be confused between these two schemes. Both schemes are launched by the government of India to boost the, one is in the manufacturing sector, another in the agriculture sector. Done. So first is increase the farmers income. The second thing, if income is there, if farmers once get the income, there will be the rural development. Okay, the third one will be the employment generation. If you see around 70% or 90% of the rural women are engaged in agriculture. Okay, so if the particular seed plant, clean seed plant is set up in the rural area, then it automatically will provide the employment to the rural women. Okay, so it is also called a social development scheme, also a social inclusivity. This is the second. The third one will be the government side. What is the benefit for the government? If government means through this particular clean plant programming, the basic fundamental of the government is to welfare, and government want welfare in the basic is agriculture sector. 54% of India's population is engaged in the agriculture sector, and in agriculture 33% of share is provided by in agriculture GDP. 33% is share is of horticulture. So it is become necessary to protect the national food security. Okay, national food security, then self-reliance in the food domain. We have seen the food grains. Okay, but if you see the export of coconut and the fruits and vegetables, the production of fruits and vegetables far exceeding the grains. Okay, this is the horticulture, and horticulture contribute 1/3 of agriculture gross value addition. Okay, gross value addition, GVA. This is the importance of horticulture, and that horticulture is supported by the clean plant programming. Okay, the next one I'm going to discuss the export competitiveness. As you see, the Donald Trump is imposing tariff, then the H1B visa, everything, the cost, everything. But why we are want to like go to the USA? We can manufacture, we can invest our own talent in India, and that can be the even horticulture also. So the basic idea of the clean seed programming, clean plant programming is to invest our own knowledge. Swadeshi. Okay, So this is a fourth application of the benefit of the clean plant programming. Now overall, this is the basic idea of the overall the clean plant programming. Now I will tell you how the horticulture sector itself is contributing the India's economy, and overall what are the challenges of horticulture sector and what are the initiatives government of India has taken to promote the horticulture. Okay, horticulture is most important sector within the agriculture. Okay, so these are the benefits. You can go through this: consumer benefit, the export, farmers and nurseries. Okay, now this is the importance of horticulture sector. As I mentioned, horticulture contribute 33%, that means 1/3 of agriculture GVA. And agriculture provide 54% population employment, means directly or indirectly 54% of India's population is engaged in the agriculture sector. So it becomes very important for the government, it has become very important for the government to support horticulture. So horticulture importance is first economic contribution, the second will employment generation, third will be the trade competitiveness, fourth will be the making the rural development and making the inclusive development, fifth will be the regional equal development. If you see, this is our India. Here the saffron cultivation is there. Okay, bamboo cultivation is there, coffee cultivation is there. Okay, flower cultivation is there. Okay, coconut cultivation is there. Here farm, the mango cultivation is there. Okay, Alfonso mango, if you heard, the Chittoor mango of Andhra Pradesh. Okay, so all this becomes paramount for India to means for the government of India to support, and these are the backbone of India's agriculture. One third is very huge number in India's agriculture. Even in India's agriculture, there are different farm, non-farm, dairy, fishery, and the horticulture. So we are studying horticulture. Once again, I'm remembering, don't get confused between the what exactly we are studying. Okay, so this is the basic means importance of horticulture, and draw the map where exactly the which part contributing what exactly. The pink revolution you heard, then particular the ornament farming. If you see in Himachal Pradesh, the flowers, marigold and other rose, even the Arunachal Pradesh is famous for the supply of the flowers, because horticulture also include the ornamental farming on the ornamental flowers. Okay, so this becomes paramount for means government of India to support this horticulture. And how horticulture is supporting particularly India's economy in overall, the contribution of horticulture is this one: economy, farmer producing the polyhouse in, and I have specifically mentioned, see guys, these are the examples you can directly put in your answer. You can write this shows your approach from the theory to practical. That means the realism means if you are mentioning the point, it's okay. Generally I hear student ask you, sir, what is value addition? This value addition is nothing but, okay, it's just connecting your theory with practical. This is the practical in particularly the Himachal Pradesh. As I mentioned, the flower farming is paramount important, and the potential, they have the potential to provide the employment generation to the woman. Then the polyhouse farming, then the greenhouse farming in the Pune particularly area, then the cultivation of the fruits and vegetables. Everyone heard about the Nashik grapes, oranges of Nagpur, bananas of Dharmapuri, Andhra Pradesh, Dharmapuri, Tamil Nadu, and Chittoor mango of Andhra Pradesh. And if you talk about the poultry, particularly thing in the ornament, poultry doesn't include under horticulture, but the vegetable Azadpur Mandi, might be you heard about the Azadpur Mandi in Delhi, which is the famous Asia's largest mandi for the fruits and vegetables. Okay, and fruits and vegetables are the part of horticulture. Horticulture is a part of agriculture. These are the importance of India's horticulture. Now if this much importance is there, you can go through the food security national. Then government should have some laws, some program is to support, and the clean plant program is one of the programming which government is supporting to promote the boost the horticulture contribution. Now we are going to discuss particularly what exactly the horticulture related scheme. Before that, what exactly the importance of horticulture farming for the ecology, because we have here the precision farming, organic farming, okay, then organic for digital farming, smart farming, and this is the need of sustainable agriculture mission. Sustainable agriculture mission government of India has launched, and in this agriculture, sustainable agriculture, horticulture is becoming important. And why exactly the ecological importance of horticulture is this one. First one is more oxygen production. You will get the basic idea, carbon, less carbon pollution amelioration, then the air quality improvement. If in your nearby area someone is growing the marigold plant flowers, it will automatically will give the pleasant aesthetic value. It will provide, it will reduce the air pollution, it will absorb the carbon, and carbon sequestration will happen through the fruits and vegetables farming. And this becomes very paramount in ecological domain. I'm taking this in different distinct point because UPSC had asked the question, what are the sustainable farming practices, what is the precision farming, what is integrated farm management system. So this is becomes important, what exactly the ecological benefits of the horticulture, then the soil conservation, the water conservation. If you see, compare with rice versus vegetables, there is a tremendous amount of less water consumption by the vegetables compared to the rice. Tremendous amount. We have the concept of virtual water also. In one of the state pieces, I think PPSC, Punjab state pieces, asked a question on what is virtual water. Even the UPSC in 2023 asked the question on the groundwater extraction. That is nothing but the virtual water. But horticulture contributes in reduction of the use of excessive groundwater. This is one of the benefit of the horticulture. The next one is a wildlife attraction. Just imagine you are growing particularly vegetables, flowers. How many wildlife animal will get attracted? This is ornament farming, ornament kind of farming, and this is one of the additional benefit, ecological benefit of horticulture. Do write this point when they ask the benefits of horticulture farming in ecological domain, not in the particular other domain, in ecology. And it control the soil erosion, particularly the Himachal hilly areas, Himachal Pradesh, Arunachal Pradesh. Done. So these are the ecological importance of horticulture. We have earlier discussed the what exactly the importance of horticulture in Indian economy, that too from the rural development, regional development, farmer income, employment generation, the women's inclusion, inclusive social development. Okay, this much importance. Now we are going to discuss what exactly government of India has done to improve, boost the horticulture production. Okay, now this is the first government policies and the initiatives. Okay, now tell me, this much importance, everything is there. Government has launched the means more or less too many policies to focus on the horticulture. Horticulture, and give the basic example I have mentioned earlier also. This our map, the particularly draw the map here. What Kerala contribute, bananas of Tamil Nadu, then mangoes of Andhra Pradesh. Then you can particularly mention the flowers of Orissa. Here also you can mention the grasses, ornament farming of the Gujarat, then polyhouse farming of the Maharashtra. Okay, vegetable farming of the Uttar Pradesh. Then the once again marigold farming in the HP. Okay, here the bamboo farming, bamboo ornaments. If you see the Nagaland, so these are the particular areas in India. This is a practical. This is a practical. Do write the particularly draw the map and write these things. This is the kind of value addition. I don't call it value addition something. This is the integral part of your horticulture answer. It should be the integral part of your horticulture answer. Done. And UPSC has asked the what is the National Horticulture Mission in 2022. What are the importance? So no need to once again discuss. But now we are going to discuss what exactly government policies related to promote, boost the horticulture contribution. The first one, national mission, integrated mission for the horticulture development, and this is the best example, Kashmir saffron. If you see apple production, and recently due to the heavy flood, heavy rainfall in the particular Kashmir area. Around 700 crore export bound apples got deteriorated. This is one of the challenge. I will discuss the challenge later, but this is the potential of India, Jammu Kashmir saffron and apple. Okay, if you see the Kinur apple is far good than California apple. There is always comparison between the Kinur apple and California apple. So we are focusing on the Swadeshi, so we can prefer the Kinur apple rather than California apple. Okay, so this is the first integrated. Then the cluster development programming. Cluster development programming is that means we have the small and marginal farmers, and in that individual farmers can't afford the horticulture kind of cultivation, so integrated cluster cooperative farming. This is a mandate in the constitution itself. This is a 97th Constitutional Amendment Act. What these cooperatives provide the cooperatives as a fundamental right. So clustered farming. Okay, this is you can mention as example in DPSP also GS2. Okay, clustered farming. What exactly the basic 25 clustered has been developed till now. Example is mango clustered in Uttar Pradesh and Middle East market. Then this is export one success stories. Now next one is your clean. We have discussed the clean. Then operation. You hear about the operation green to the operation total. Operation green to the operation total is this one, TOP to total. This means this operation is particularly provide the basic minimum price. Okay, MSP minimum support price. Operation green and operation total, the main mandate is to just sell or purchase the vegetables and fruits and to export it in the global market, because individual farmers or group farmers cannot do at a very large scale, but the institutions like APEDA, like MPEDA, okay, then Horticulture Development Board have the potential supported by the government of India to export India's fruits and vegetables abroad and capture the global market. We are protecting our economy from the Donald Trump's tariff, but we have the potential in this domain. We can dominate across the world on this, at least fruits and vegetables. The thing is this, there is a little missing linkages. There is a breakage of the supply chain linkages. I'm going to discuss what exactly the challenges horticulture is facing, but this is one of the potential of India's horticulture sector, and in this domain, Government of India has launched the clustered farming development horticulture scheme to boost the cooperative farming, and that cooperative farming is also fundamental right. Okay, cooperative is a fundamental right. Cooperative farming is a policy to implement the DPSP. Then the next one will be this one, agri export policy in digital agriculture mission. Digital agriculture mission is the best example of 2000 Government of India launched in 2024. Digital agriculture mission is a revolutionary step to boost the India's horticulture production. How this is a revolutionary? AgriStack. This collect the data of farmer crop cultivation and regional data, and this also provide the forecast related data, particularly the thing. Okay, this AgriStack, stake itself mentioned is the storage of certain data related to agriculture. Okay, if you hear the term about the term global stock take, AgriStack, stake is just collection, gathering of the data, particularly the global stock take related to the climate change, agri stock take related to the climate agri related data. Okay, so these are the government schemes which Government of India has launched to promote the horticulture in India. Apart from this central government scheme, there are certain schemes which has been launched by the government of means particular the state government. For example, Government of Maharashtra is providing the support. Then Raitu Bandhu scheme of the Telangana government. Then Andhra Pradesh government is also supporting the many government, particularly the initiative of fish farming and the flower farming. Then Arunachal Pradesh government is supporting to the particularly the flower farming. Then the Jammu and Kashmir administration is supporting saffron revolution and apple farming. Okay, so all these do mention in your answer. Now, if these are the policies, what exactly, despite these policies, horticulture in India is facing issues and constraints. Now we are going to discuss what are these constraints. Okay, so first constraint is this one. Let me start with erratic monsoon. We call agriculture as a culture, horticulture as a culture, but this culture is depend on the climate vagaries. Climate vagaries. If you see the recently floods in Punjab, floods in Himachal Pradesh, now the flood yesterday only floods in Maharashtra, floods in the Karnataka, northern Kalyan Karnataka region, then the West Bengal. These are distorting the horticulture. HP apple production, Maharashtra grapes production, and the orange production in the Nash. Then this is the West Bengal. If you see the flower production, and Andhra Pradesh, particularly the mango production. So this is happening because of the sudden climate change, sudden climatic impact, and this is going to happen future also. So this is one of the factor which is constraining the income and the production of horticulture crops. Okay, this is the first. Second one is there is a, I would not say complete, but it is almost complete breakage of the linkage between the farmers to the export house. You know, the apeda just export the certain goods, but that is to limited registration. The registration means the if farmer is not aware particular initiative, and the most of this registration everything means technical glitches that is hampering and breaking the linkages, and the middleman is getting benefit of this. If you heard the 2022 the potato issue, Lay's potato issue between the government Gujarat farmers and the Lay's company. Okay, so that was the issue. There was a commercial suit against the Lay's, and finally government of India intervened and supported the farmers. So this shows how farmers are vulnerable from the particularly the illiteracy and the means lack of awareness. I would say the information deficit. Second one is the information deficit at the farmer level. The first information deficit. The second one is in India, according to Agriculture Survey 2015-16, around 60% of India's farmers is small and marginal farmers. That means small and marginal farmers are the farmers where the land is below 1 hectare. Okay, hectare is considered of 2.5 acres. Okay, so if this is the scenario, now tell me, if one individual farmers, how he can deal with the large company like Lay's or large company like Reliance. It is very difficult for individual farmer, and this is one of the constraint which is limiting the horticulture production. Now the next will be the what government side issues. Government side issues, if we discuss, then this is also farmer side issue. Government side issues, we can mention the policy paralysis. Policy paralysis. Okay, what exactly the policy paralysis is? Now tell me, who is controlling horticulture? Either Ministry of Food or Ministry of MSME or Ministry of Agriculture. And apart from this, there is overlap, constraint, and there is no tandem. Everyone is working in the isolation. No, all three ministries not working in the tandem, and that is once again creating the burden on the particular individual farmer, and that is not supporting the farmer, but that is hampering the farmer's production or horticulture production. Okay, so this is one more point, the policy paralysis. Then multi-agency involvement. Multi-agency involvement means there are n number of agencies: MPEDA, APEDA, then the MEPEDA, the coconut board, then the tea board. Okay, all these are the multiple means in individual mandate. They are focusing on the individual, but there is no cluster development. There is no clustered authority which will look after the all these fruits and vegetables, and they can make India's horticulture competitive at a global level. So there is another, this is the issue, that is a multi-agency involvement. The next one is the MSME support from the government side. Tell me how many horticulture means particularly vegetables and fruits are getting MSP. Out of 22 pulses, cereals and food grains are they getting, but one or two out of 22 MSP, horticulture crops are not getting MSP. Not all, but I'm saying almost most of the horticulture crop, fruits and vegetables, they are not getting MSP support. So it is indirectly discouragement for the farmers to grow, because even though the horticulture crops are very good, they have the very high value, but government is providing MSP to the food crops. Government is providing to the cereal, pulses, food grains, oil crops, and plantation crop, particularly sugarcane, cotton. Instead of this, government is not providing the MSP to the horticulture crop, and that is discouraging farmers to invest and to cultivate the fruits and vegetables. Okay, this is the one of the third issue, government level. The fourth issue will be the infrastructural gap. Infrastructure, the gap is like, see, as I mentioned earlier, there are 700 crore apples get deteriorated because of the infrastructure gap because they did not export it on time. Why? Because there was a transportation gap, connectivity leakages. Okay, connectivity leakage, and this connectivity led to the 700 crore deterioration of the apple. If that would be the year lifted the 700 crore apple, it would be the beneficial for government of India, and not only government of India, to the individual farmers, and that money could have used in the mitigation of the flood efforts. But the more priority given to the other things and not to the particularly this crop, horticulture crops. So this is a fourth one, infrastructural gap. Now overall awareness, farmer side we have seen, and the third one will be the business side. If you see, India have the concept of middleman. Farmer will produce, then middleman will purchase this, and government is just overlooking the, here will be the market. Okay, and who is directly giving this to the market? Not the farmer, but the middleman. And middleman, there are n number of market regulations at the state level, because APMCs are regulated by the state. This is a Schedule 7 mentioned that the market and agriculture products are the part of Schedule 7 state list. This is the issue. APMCs are regulated by state government, and this create the problem for individual farmers, and this leads to the dissonance between the central government policies and state government policies. And within the state, there is a dissonance between the particular one state government. Take example of Telangana government to the Maharashtra government to the Madhya Pradesh government. Okay, so these are the middlemen. What middlemen they are doing? They are hoarding the content first, they are exporting, and they are getting benefit, but the farmers are not getting benefit. In even the mega food parks, transportation, then the exactly connecting the farmers is done by the middleman, not by the government agencies. Government agencies are limited, and they don't have that much budget. Also, there was a criticism of government agencies, APEDA, FCI, MPEDA, Marine Production Authority, Export Authority, that they are taking over borrowing, extra budget borrowing, off budget borrowing, I would say off budget borrowing. This is the issue. So middleman is getting benefit, but not the farmers, and this is the profit siphoning. Okay, siphoning of the farmers benefit. This is also issue. So these are the constraints at a farmer level, then the middleman level, and the middleman or business level, and government level. So these are the constraints which is overall hampering the India's horticulture sector badly. Now what we can do to elevate these issues, to address these issues, we have to deal in the same manner what we have, what are the issues at a farmer level, at a business level, and at a government, what government can do. The first one is a farmers level. There is government came with a very good approach, that is cluster farming. And cluster farming, the best example is a polyhouse farming in the Pune. Then in Odisha, Simlipal district, there is good example of shrimp farming, and particularly the marigold farming. Okay, this is two example I remember. These are showing the cluster farming approach. Okay, so now this is the first infrastructure gap, as I have discussed. The market volatility I have mentioned. Now water environmental issues also there. The cluster farming. Okay, we are discussing the solutions which can boost the India's horticulture production. Okay, then now first one is cluster farming, organic farming, precision farming, smart farming, digital farming. All these are nothing but a use of sophisticated tools, use of techniques to make farming more affordable, to make farming more profitable. Okay, so do mention, UPSC always asks at least one of the question from the smart farming, digital farming, agriculture, precision farming. Okay, now one of the approaches cluster farming that would help to boost the vegetable and fruit production. Then the second one will be the ornament farming. We generally tend to forget the horticulture into ornament farming. And if you see the Meenakshi Kachi temple in Tamil Nadu, there is particular, and the Tirupati temple in the Andhra Pradesh, they have the linkage, they are supporting the farmers and they are directly purchasing the flowers from the farmers and they are using for the aesthetic values. Here issue is not about aesthetic. Here we can directly, government agencies or the direct buyer can directly connect to the farmers and get purchase that particular product. So it will reduce the cost and it will improve the farmers, it will increase the farmers income. Okay, this is the second, direct connective, direct linkages. Third one will be the farmers make aware about the particular what is surrounding them, because if you see around 86% in India are smartphone users, and Kisan chatbot, a AI tool, would help farmers to be aware about the particular incidents, but any like prices or something, and we can use the at a farmer level GEM portal, revolutionary step of government of India. Okay, around 13,000 mandis are registered on this. Okay, so GEM portal farmers can use, make aware, use the Kisan chatbot, use the AI tools to be aware about the particular means issues and everything. Okay, now if this is the what we can do to address the climate vagaries. Okay, if you remember, the government of India has launched the Mission Mosam. Mission Mosam is particularly for this purpose, to get the forecast in advance, to make the mitigation, to make the preventive measures to avoid the farm losses. If you see the recently in the news, the grape farm in Maharashtra and apple farm in Himachal Pradesh J&K region fully destroyed because of the cloud burst or over rainfall, excessive rainfall. This could be avoided, and because of this reason, Government of India has launched the Mission Mosam under the Ministry of Earth Sciences. So this is one of the approach where we can address the climate vagaries. Now, if we come to the government level, government should invest in infrastructure, strengthening the market link, and government is doing through how government is doing, particularly food parks. There are around 61 food parks in India. Then R&D, Indian Institute of Agriculture Research, Tamil Nadu Agriculture University, and the Punjab Agriculture University, they are fully contributing to provide the good quality seeds and good quality material. Okay, and the Clean Plant program is one of the program where Government of India is implementing and providing the basic level at a feedstock level to at a field level horticulture promotion. Okay, this is one of the approach where government can address one of the link infrastructure gap. The next one is you can bring the PM Gati Shakti. PM Gati Shakti, the best example to provide the road connectivity to uninhabited areas of Orissa or tribal belt in the Chhattisgarh, Sukma district. There, the production of the particular horticulture crops is more. If you see, Madhya Pradesh is considered as the capital of pulses and capital of vegetables. Why this is so? There is good environment and large area. One more thing, Madhya Pradesh in India is a state with highest forest cover by area, not by percentage. Arunachal Pradesh, okay, but the by area Madhya Pradesh is highest, and this automatically provide the good climate for the horticulture production, vegetables and fruits. So horticulture, vegetable capital Madhya Pradesh can be boosted and can will make a linkage between the road connectivity to uninhabited area through the Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana also. Okay, so this is the government. The next one, there will be an integrated approach. All the agencies should work in tandem to make and to provide that benefit should be provided to the farmer. If the marine product production authority, export authority work with APEDA, work with IFCO and other things, sorry, not IFCO, IFCO is a particularly fertilizer producing agency, but cooperatives kind of, but APEDA, then AMPEDA, tea board, then coffee board, then coconut board. Okay, so all these agencies if work under tandem, then this will help to boost the India's horticulture sector. This is from the government side. Now another one, how government can address the policy paralysis. Government can address the policy paralysis through making a uniform voluntary based market system through the GEM portal. Okay, these are the initiatives government can do and even individual farmers can do to boost the India's horticulture production. And if we want to be a global power, we want to be developed India by 2047, we should strengthen our poor area, strengthening area, make our strength more strengthful. Okay, this will help India to be a developed India by 2047. Anyhow, the weak areas we have to depend on other, like you can take the example, petroleum products. We don't have the resources, anyhow we have to import. But in the food, in the particularly horticulture area, we are the player, we are the power, and we can boost this to the level global competitiveness. We can reach the global market from the Argentina to the Australia, from Australia to the Poland, from Poland to the Russia to the China. This is, we have the potential in horticulture. It is just a matter that how the business agencies, farmers and government work in tandem, work together, and make horticulture is a revolutionary stage to support India's vision of developed India by 2047. Okay, so overall this was our first topic, what exactly the horticulture, what exactly the point, and what government challenges, constraint. In your answer, make sure that you are writing some fact, key figures, and some practical examples. As I mentioned, you should remember the examples of your own state, irrespective of which state you are belong, but make sure that you are writing answers through your practical example. There is no concept of value addition. It is just a matter that we are connecting theory part in the practical life. Ultimately, we as an officer we have to work on the ground, so connect that theory part to the practical, and that becomes your value addition. Value addition is nothing a new concept. Okay, now as I have discussed, the next topic of our discussion is, you can go through this question. The next topic of our discussion is perennial issue of India's one of the core sector of economy. China and India was the same page, at the same page in 1980s. Okay, emerging economy. But in 2025, China having around 12 trillion GDP and India is having 4.5. It's around third, but China is the second largest. How China jumped from this particularly the same level to this 8 trillion gap between India and China GDP? The reason is this: China focused on their manufacturing sector, and we initially directly jump from the agriculture sector to the service sector. This ultimately break our wrist. As if you see, like, consider as a human body, the leg fit will be the India's agriculture. In the initial period, agriculture stood in the made India means granary of the world. But what India did, India completely, means not completely, but almost ignore the west part and directly focus on the heart and mind, heart and head. So heart and head will be the service sector. Okay, I'm explaining, you will get the idea. And China did same thing. Okay, this is agriculture. In the both countries focused on this sector. This is manufacturing, this is your west part, this is your feet, and this is your head. This is body, just consider head and chest. Okay, and in China's case, agriculture till 1950s to 1980s, both countries were on the agriculture only. Now manufacturing sector and then service sector. But post 1980s, what China did, China emphatically focused on being the introvert, being a state-sponsored capitalism, heavily invested in the manufacturing sector, and that led to China become the manufacturing hub. If you see 2019 COVID crisis, everyone was struggling to get the product because China was first country where the COVID-19 originated, and that affected the manufacturing sector completely in China, and that ultimately break down the complete manufacturing link. And this led to double thinking, to think twice how exactly world is depend on the China, not only the developed country, but overall world is depend on China, because China contributes around more than 50% of manufacturing sector of the world. As India, 1980, post 1980, first we grappled with the economic instability and we missed the train and we directly jumped from the feet to the head and this led to the weakening of the West. India's economy's West is manufacturing sector. So now government of India in the last 1 or 2 decades focusing on the repairing this manufacturing sector. In this domain, we are going to discuss what are the policies of government of India in the manufacturing sector and why we are discussing this concept, because in GS3 paper, there is a direct mention that Indian economy is planning, resources, mobilization, unemployment, employment ratio. So our second topic is manufacturing sector. This becomes very important. In 2025 budget, government of India launched the National Manufacturing Mission. How this mission is going to help India's manufacturing sector, the Make in India program, the Make in India, Building India, India Equity Fund, India Infrastructure Fund, all these are the to boost the manufacturing sector. Okay, and why we are discussing? These are the prelims and mains question UPSC had asked earlier on the manufacturing sector. This is the 2025 mains question, exactly PLI scheme, production linked incentive scheme, question number 12 of 2025 mains. Then this is 2023 mains question, how India want to be the global power, their manufacturing global economy, then their manufacturing sector should be strong and wealthy. So this is 2023. There are n number of questions in 2019, 18. So this manufacturing sector becomes important. Now this is prelims question. I would see MSME is also part of the manufacturing sector only. Okay, now what constitutes manufacturing sector? Manufacturing sector is not of one identity. It includes automobile, pharma, then MSME, the food production industry. There are n number of, and this is the one of the 2022 prelims question. I am going to just list down the what exactly include in manufacturing. Okay, the first one is automobile, the second one is pharma, then food production, then small and micro, then the different electronics. IT is different from electronics. Okay, then heavy industries. These are the sectors which comes under the manufacturing sector. And why manufacturing sector is this much important for India? I have already discussed how China have developed. China has become the global manufacturing hub. Similarly, if India want to be a global manufacturing hub, then there is importance of manufacturing build-up. And we are going to discuss the same thing, importance of manufacturing sector for India's economy. You can go through this. First is GDP contribution. Automotive industry in this is a micro layer, but overall 24% of India's GDP is contributed by manufacturing sector. Okay, this is too much stagnant from last 2 decades, but 20%. The next one is employment generation. If you see the construction side, if you see the automobile industry, who are the largest employers? Okay, textile sector you can include. See, here the labor is semi-skilled, but there is a labor intensive, manufacturing sector is a labor intensive sector, and this labor intensive sector becomes important for India, and not only India, India's economy, social welfare and economics, political, social justice. This is the objectives of our preamble. That's why I once means several times I repeat, there is no isolation concept, like isolation of economy is different from the polity is different from the our society. That's why UPSC in essay particularly ask you to interconnect these things. If you see the preamble, objective justice of social, political, economic. So economic justice can be achieved through boosting the manufacturing sector, And what are the importance of manufacturing sector is economic justice. This is a one of them. Then employment generation, rural development, urban development, regional development. This is becomes important. And if you see how potential we have in the manufacturing sector, even the employment, export hub, FDI flows, and region-based industries we can focus. Petroleum industry northeast, then the middle IT, so not IT but heavy industries, then construction sites, construction industry in the Delhi NCR region. So all these are the potential areas where the scope of India's manufacturing sector have. Construction sector, the pharma. We generally in world, India is world's pharmacy. Why? Because India is the largest producer of pharmaceutical products, generic drugs, and that too cheap. If you see, African country are dependent on India's pharma. Even the developed countries like China, like Japan, like USA, they are dependent on India's pharma export. And this is the reason Donald Trump recently excluded India's pharma export from their 50% tariff. This is the importance we have. So to avoid such kind of vagaries, to avoid the external influence, India can make their strong area strongest. Okay, strong area. Earlier we discussed the horticulture sector. Now we are discussing this manufacturing sector. So these are the importance of manufacturing sector, and these are the importance. So government of India has launched certain programs. We are going to discuss what are these programs. PLI 2019 providing the incentive to the Indian company or foreign company which are developing, means developing the plant, setting in the plant, greenfield or brownfield investment in India. Okay, this is the first. The second one is make in India, giving the allowances. The third one will be the special exclusive economic zones, SEZ 2005 Act. Okay, these are the clusters which treated as a foreign territory, which provides the exemption from the taxes, which provide the certain benefits, and that makes India the purpose and sole purpose of the policy of SEZ to make India a manufacturing hub. The third one, the fourth one will be the policy of government India has launched the investment fund, manufacturing investment fund. This fund provide basic, means India, if you see, around MSME sector contributes 80% of India's overall manufacturing sector. Okay, and this SEZ supports manufacturing sector, means support MSME. So government of India is providing credit to the MSME sectors. Then if we come to the textile sector, PM Mitra scheme. PM Mitra is the best example. There government is giving some financial concerns to the textile production industries to boost their production. If you see the Kurur in the Tamil Nadu, or the jute Kolkata belt or cotton belt of Ahmedabad, Bombay, we have the potential to develop a good textile sector. Then the automobile sector, we have launched the various EV vehicles, then the other policies giving the tax concession in the automobile manufacturing sector. Okay, so these are the policies, and recent the best example is overall comprehensive broader idea to develop the India's manufacturing sector is National Manufacturing Mission 2025. Okay, these are the policies of government of India. Even though despite these are policies, there are n number of challenges manufacturing sector is facing. That's why our manufacturing sector is waste is become very weak, and our once the particular individual's body waste is weak, core is weak, then it is very difficult for him or her to stand on his own feet. So we are going to discuss what exactly the constraint are. Okay, so constraint are, these are the scheme. You can go through this GST2 reforms and everything. Okay, the scheme, key policy initiatives and object and their success story. Do mention the examples because examples matters a lot. Okay, now we are going to discuss what exactly the challenges. First one is connectivity. The connectivity, even the digital connectivity and physical connectivity. Okay, then policy related issues, then the skill related issues. The fourth one will be logistic costs and infrastructure gaps related issues. So all these issues are hampering India's manufacturing sector. If you see particular point, government itself is fully confused. How government is fully confused? Government of India launched the Make in India program. The support initially was awesome. The industry came, industry invested, particular foreign industry came. But in this, government of India ignored our own industries, ignored in the, not that in the sense, but they ignored in the, our MSME becomes weak and MSME becomes vulnerable for the external tariff attack, external support or anything. So government of India initially ignored the MSME, and that led to policy paralysis, that led to the decline of manufacturing sector contribution in the GDP. The second one is connectivity. If you see the transportation cost, if you see the digital connectivity, internet things and physical connectivity, these cost more, and that's why the market accessibility becomes inevitable, becomes very long, and this lack of market accessibility leads to decline in the production manufacturing sector. This is also second. The third one, the skill gap. If you see, we have either the IT sector like Sundar Pichai who are the leading the particular firm, or either we have the disguised unemployed person. But this gap, either we are the rich or whether we are the poor, but the gap between the middle, we want the middle width. Who will make this strong? This is the skill gap. We are either very fully educated or we are completely illiterate. This is the scenario of India's current skill level. And India, world's youngest country in the population term, need to fulfill this skill gap. Okay, the fourth one will be the exactly the distribution and regional unequal development. The manufacturing sector is more concentrated in the western India and southern India, comparatively the labor intensive areas of the northern India or northeastern India. There are potentials, there are chances, but their potential is unexplored. This is hurdle making India's manufacturing sector contribute less in India's economic growth. Okay, this is the challenges. Now, these are the challenges. Then what exactly we can do or we can recommend to make India's manufacturing sector as a global hub? The first and foremost, as suggested by Vivek Debaroy Committee 2016, is to make a comprehensive reforms in connectivity, that is a real connectivity. Then Kaka Kelkar Committee of 2015, they also suggested the PPP model. Okay, UPSC has asked the question on the PPP model to boost the India's manufacturing sector. Okay, Kaka Kelkar Committee 2015. Then Vivek Debaroy Committee of 2018, then Suresh Prabhu panel on cooperative. Even government of India can support, and the government of India is supporting MSME to boost its presence in manufacturing sector. That's why in 2025, government of India launched the cooperative policy. This cooperative principles can be involved in the manufacturing sector, because individual industry, it is now in the digitalized world, it's very difficult for in any simple startup or any emerging industry to challenge the established powers or established companies of China and America. But if the cooperative principles, if we include it, if we support with the government, then government, private player and the industry, these Indian companies in the manufacturing sector can be a global player. There are global players like Reliance, the Tata, then Mahindra and Mahindra. These are the time tested product, but these are the limited companies, limited. And this is one of the things where our MSME sector, means small and micro industries enterprises, can contribute India's manufacturing sector. Okay, and we have the national manufacturing policy which focuses particularly on this dimension only, providing the credit, providing the regional providing the regional connectivity, then providing the financial support, then providing the easy assessment. The fourth and last will be the exactly exploring the untapped potential of regional manufacturing hubs. Develop the regional manufacturing, one district, one product. If we have 7 not 5 districts, just imagine how these can contribute for India's manufacturing development. Okay, so first will be, if you take the examples of Nagaland, there we can develop the bamboo manufacturing sector. Okay, then if we take the example of Orissa, there we can develop the heavy industry. Tata Nagar, everyone knows the Tata Nagar. Okay, Jamshedpur. Okay, so one district, one product will definitely help to boost the India's manufacturing sector. And from the skill side, PM apprenticeship programming is best example of the how to use the new technology, like environmental sustainability should be there. Environmental sustainability, so use the new technology to build a manufacturing sector which is environmentally sustainable. And for the skill development, Pradhan Mantri Kaushalya Vikas Yojana or 2025 PM apprenticeship scheme is best example to boost the skill. Okay, so these are the overall recommendations which can help India to become a manufacturing hub as China did since 1980s. Okay, and we have that potential right now to make India as a global manufacturing hub. And India, apart from this domestic matters, international level also, India can cooperate with Australia, Japan, and adopt the new manufacturing technologies, new things, and make India's manufacturing, that will make India's manufacturing sector strong. That's why India joined the supply chain initiative. First of all, we should focus on our own strong area, make strong area strongest, and wherever we are, even the pharmaceutical sector, the one example, pharmaceutical sector, India is, even though the largest producer of pharmaceutical products, but the API, active pharmaceutical ingredient, we are dependent on China. We can develop our API, we can make our pharmaceutical more stable, and from the means protecting from the external uncertainties, because the global environment at a present is very uncertain. What is happening, no one knows. So protecting our manufacturing sector and developing our manufacturing sector to support the 1.4 billion Indians is need of an hour. We have market, that's why the Western countries focusing on the India, and this market itself can become the India's backbone. This is the festival season, and if we purchase our own things, our Indian Swadeshi, that's why our honorable Prime Minister give the call for particularly Swadeshi. Okay, in this festival season, try to adopt the environment sustainable practices and try to buy the things which are manufactured by Indian MSMEs. This will definitely boost the demand and overall India's manufacturing sector. Okay, so this is our today's 2 topics I have discussed. You can go through this PPT, will get the PPT means in the below video link. Apart from this, this is overall our economy topic. I just want to mention last thing, you can go through this paper. Okay, the last thing about this, what approach I am teaching here, the same approach we are implementing in our Sankalp Sarthi integrated mains, prelims, or exclusively there are n number of part component of Sankalp Sarthi. You do join this, you will get the benefit of this, and make sure that your preparation journey should be smooth like India's manufacturing sector. Okay, at this note, I am going to end our today's discussion. Jai Hind.